Rooftop Terrace. It's a big old map, isn't it? It's a big old map. What sort of map even is it? A 4v4 map? I don't know. Oh look, I've not got the right interface. I can't like. Oh man, WCS interface doesn't let you do an FFA, does it? What is happening here? Where are the good dudes going? What fresh misery is this? They don't even know themselves, do they? I mean, these ones, Edge Cookie hasn't a clue what's happening here. Philip. Anyway, oh, sorry, I forgot to like introduce. I haven't even introduced the players or what is happening. Can I zoom out? I can. So Nightcrawler, Philip, and Edge Cookie in some sort of FFA, and yeah, it's a weird map for an FFA, isn't it? Because it's a weird map for an FFA. Edge Cookie is proxying here. Now, does the Edge Cookie actually know where his opponents are? He doesn't. So for all he knows, they could be here. So you know, he's basically been lucky that he has found his opponent. Nightcrawler, meanwhile, triple get off one pylon. With a fourth gateway over here. So the Marines are going to come in and start going to work on some of the probes. Running about not shooting isn't great. I mean, you do have to shoot, but don't stand still and shoot. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, starter stepping requires a little bit of micro, but it's not that complicated. Just kind of, you know, pull back, stop, pull back, stop, pull back, stop. It's not hard. If he takes out the pylon here, I mean, personally, I'd probably just focused on the workers. I can't actually tell how much money Philippe has got here. He's going to come back and have another go at this pylon, and it is going to go down just before the, oh god, queue of 5 zealots. It's like 500 minerals in a queue is what you've got there. Philippe instead of like a selection of gateways to use. Just 500 minerals all in the same queue. So workers dying left and right. Philippe is pretty much out of there. The Nexus is going to go down. I'm assuming he doesn't have enough money to build another one. And all of the workers are dead. Anyway, so Philippe's game is over. Now, on the other side of the map, let's just rewind a little bit and see when this kicked off. So Nightcrawler is coming across here with lots of zealots with no charge, but the Edge Cookie, having built all his barracks on the other side of the world, has literally nothing at home with which to defend this. So the zealots are going to have a field day once they actually find the base, and they do, and they're going to come in here, and Edge Cookie does successfully pull the workers, but has lost most of them, and the Stalker is going to chase the rest down. I think I'd have been inclined to leave a handful of workers behind, zealots behind, rather than run the whole lot away. Well, this is just awkward. Look what I'm watching. Yeah, so the zealots can get a wrapper onto these Marines. They'll actually trade very well, especially if the Marines aren't even shooting. That was just, oh god, what a terrible engagement. Look how many Marines this is. Look how little shooting happens. About 3 of these Marines actually fired a shot. The rest of them just got sworded in the face. So it looks suspiciously like the Edge Cookie's game is over too, despite his promising start. I'd love to know how much money he's got. He's still pumping out Marines, but he hasn't built his workers. You know, I'm not sure how he thinks that's going to pan out. Somehow Philippe isn't dead. Philippe must have... What? Did I miss something? Oh, the whole time Philippe had an expo, so he hadn't lost all of his workers. He'd lost them all but 3. Tragic, absolutely tragic. Now, look at this as well. Look, these Marines were on their way over to kill Nightcrawler, and of course all the Nightcrawler zealots are on the other side of the world. So if the Marines go up this ramp, they win the game, because unlike a Terran, Protoss cannot fly their buildings away. But no, he pulls them home just so that they can die for free in the middle of the map. Pulls them home so they can walk past a bunch of zealots without shooting them, and then walk into the zealots and get sliced up without shooting them. So, God, this is hard to watch, isn't it? yeah, so Edge Cookie loses his CC and is now flying these about. Edge Cookie is dead and surprisingly is the first to die. He's got a little stash of Marines here. Philippe Fallope has got a spare worker over there just in case he needs it. Nightcrawler's going to come in here. Philippe Fallope, you know, you're up and mining again and you've built a base, but like, you don't have any units. You know what I mean? So it looks like Nightcrawler with actually 3 bases here is going to be able to do the business. Does get out a starport, which is pretty sensible. On a map this size, you know, build some flying units so you can fly about the place. Yeah, Itch Cookie, I don't think he's got enough supply. He may or may not have minerals. Oh no, maybe he lost all the Marines. But the problem you have, like in these weird scenarios where you've lost most of your buildings and stuff, is you end up supply blocked. You can't actually build anything, even if you've got the minerals, because you don't have the supply. And if you don't have a worker, you can't build a supply depot. So the Phoenix are going to fly about the place and not bother lifting up any other workers and killing them. We're just going to hover above them and look. And Nightcrawler's units are going to come in, and Philippe Fallope has left again. Yeah, what? I mean, yeah, I think you know, if you're going to play an FFA with 3 people, that's a pretty weird map to choose. A massive, like, 4v4 map or something. But yeah, sure, why not? You know, better maps are things like Whirlwind, Catalina. Catalina actually has, I think, 3 spawn points. I can't really remember. There's a couple of others. But yeah, anyway,